To master quantum entanglement is to awaken to the invisible bonds shaping every event in your life. Your thoughts are already entangled with the outcomes you seek, silently influencing the field of infinite possibility. As you listen, you'll discover how alignment, not force, collapses possibility into reality. Master quantum entanglement. Introduction. Your thoughts do not remain where they are born. They travel silently through unseen quantum realms, weaving themselves into the very substance of reality. Like entangled particles separated by vast distances, your consciousness reaches far beyond the limits of flesh and time, touching outcomes long before they appear. This is not poetry, but the hidden design upon which creation rests. The universe does not respond to chance, nor does it obey effort alone. It moves through resonance. When your inner state harmonizes with what you seek, invisible bridges form between what is imagined and what is lived. Manifestation is not forced into being. It emerges naturally when vibration meets its match. Every intention you hold releases a distinct energetic signature into the quantum field. These signatures summon experiences of similar frequency, arranging people, events, and opportunities into alignment. Half-formed wishes fade because they lack coherence. Only unified intention carries the power to shape form. To master quantum entanglement, you must first remember this truth. Awareness is creative. You are not merely witnessing reality. You are participating in its unfolding. Each sustained thought becomes a point of connection, drawing corresponding patterns toward you through the web of existence. Consistency is the hidden key. When thought, emotion, and action resonate as one, a potent attractor field is born. Within this field, desire moves toward fulfillment without strain, resistance dissolves, and effort becomes unnecessary. Observe your inner world with reverence and precision. Notice how shifts in feeling quietly alter the landscape of your outer life. These changes are not coincidences, but laws expressing themselves at the quantum level. Your consciousness stands as the bridge between the invisible and the visible. Through it, infinite possibilities collapse into chosen experience. When intention is clear and energy aligned, you step into your role as a conscious creator. Let this knowing settle deep within you. The power to shape reality has never been absent. It has only waited for your recognition. Before we get into the book, comment "I am ready" to affirm your intention to the universe. Part 1. The Field of Intention. Chapter 1. Awakening the Inner Particle. Through the gentle patter of rain, the universe whispers its deepest secrets. As Millie Jane traced each droplet's path down her window, she unknowingly observed a reflection of the cosmic dance taking place within her own consciousness. In this simple moment, a profound truth emerges. The outer world manifests as a mirror of your inner vibration. Like water responding to unseen forces, your thoughts ripple through the quantum field, creating patterns that shape your reality. These patterns are not random, but precisely aligned with the frequency of your awareness. When you understand this principle, you begin to see that every external circumstance serves as a reflection of your internal state. The quantum realm reveals an extraordinary truth. Separation is an illusion. At the deepest level of existence, all things remain connected through an invisible web of energy. Your thoughts are not confined to your mind, but extend through this web, touching and influencing the fabric of reality itself. Dean Oliver's experience demonstrates this principle in action. As he cultivated genuine gratitude in his heart, he noticed an inexplicable shift in those around him. Without speaking a word, his inner joy sparked a resonant response in others, creating a field of shared positivity. This was no mere coincidence, but quantum entanglement expressing itself through human consciousness. His story teaches us that when thought and feeling achieve perfect alignment, reality responds with immediate synchronicity. The field of infinite possibility collapses into manifestation the moment your entire being vibrates in harmony with your intention. Ancient practice of quantum alignment. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Envision your mind as a pool of crystal clear water, still and receptive. Speaking in hushed tones, release your heart's desire into this radiant pool. Watch as ripples of pure intention expand outward, reaching beyond the boundaries of your awareness. Feel absolute trust that these waves of energy are rearranging the quantum field in perfect accordance with your desire. Let your consciousness merge with this flowing field of possibility, knowing that somewhere the universe is already responding to your resonance. This practice, performed daily, attunes you to the subtle language of quantum entanglement, allowing you to communicate directly with the creative forces that shape reality. Chapter 2. The Subconscious Conductor. The whispers of the universe often come through unexpected channels. Sound itself carries creative power, a truth young Nora June discovered through her intuitive practice of humming before facing pivotal moments. Her gentle melody was more than mere comfort. It was an attunement to the frequencies of possibility. Your voice, like your thoughts, shapes the quantum field around you. When you emit sound with conscious intention, you orchestrate waves of energy that ripple through the fabric of creation. These vibrations interact with the infinite field of potential, organizing chaos into harmony, uncertainty into clarity. The subconscious mind operates as the master conductor of this universal symphony. It does not serve your conscious wishes, but rather interprets and amplifies your deepest convictions. Through the lens of quantum entanglement, you begin to understand that every possible outcome already exists in a state of superposition. Your role is not to create these possibilities, but to align yourself with the version you wish to experience. This alignment occurs through the marriage of belief and vibration. When you embody absolute certainty in your desired outcome, your subconscious mind accepts this as unshakable truth. It then begins orchestrating circumstances, synchronicities, and opportunities that mirror this inner knowing. Arthur Lee's story illuminates this principle with elegant simplicity. Each day, as he walked along the riverbank, he repeated the affirmation, "I am supported," with quiet conviction. He did not plead or wish. He simply stated what he knew to be true at the quantum level. As his subconscious absorbed this certainty, the universe began responding with precisely timed opportunities, resources, and connections. The river's flow became a living metaphor for the natural abundance streaming into his life. His experience teaches us that repetition, when infused with unwavering belief, creates a resonant field that bends probability toward our desired reality. Each affirmation acts as a tuning fork, adjusting your vibration until it matches the frequency of your intention. Ancient sleep practice for quantum alignment. As you prepare for rest each night, allow your breath to find a gentle, natural rhythm. In these moments between wakefulness and sleep, plant one final thought in the fertile soil of your consciousness, an absolute trust in the unseen order of the universe. Release this seed of certainty into your subconscious mind, knowing it will take root and grow while you rest. Let this be your final conscious act, surrendering to sleep with complete faith that the universe is already rearranging itself to echo your certainty by sunrise. This practice allows your subconscious to work unimpeded through the night, weaving your intentions into the quantum fabric of reality. Chapter 3. The Mirror of Thought. In the quietude of her morning garden, Clara May uncovered one of the universe's most tender secrets. Her flowers, those delicate mirrors of consciousness, would bow not just to sunlight but to the radiance of her joy. This wasn't mere coincidence. It was quantum resonance made visible through nature's subtle wisdom. You see, your thoughts emit frequencies far more potent than spoken words. These vibrations ripple through the quantum field, touching everything within your sphere of influence. When you approach life with genuine warmth rather than desperate need, the universe responds in kind. It's not about the volume of your request, but the quality of your presence. The field of infinite possibility responds to what you are, not what you wish to be. Fear-based requests create resistance in the very fabric of creation, while thoughts infused with serene acceptance open channels of manifestation. This is why forced intentions often yield meager results, while aligned presence attracts abundance naturally. Everett John's journey illuminates this principle perfectly. As an artist, his early works emerged from a place of striving and self-judgment. Each critique felt like a personal failure, creating a dense field of resistance around his creative expression. But when he shifted his perspective, viewing each challenge as the universe's guidance rather than its rejection, something remarkable occurred. His art began flowing with an ease that seemed almost magical. Projects that once felt laborious now unfolded naturally, each supposed setback revealing itself as a hidden doorway to greater mastery. The quantum field operates as an impartial mirror, reflecting back precisely what you project into it. It holds no judgment, harbors no preference. Like a pristine lake at dawn, it simply shows you your own reflection with perfect fidelity. This mirror-like quality makes it an unfailing teacher, always revealing the exact frequency of your inner state. The practice of first light. Each morning, as consciousness first stirs, pause to observe your initial thought. Notice its texture, its emotional tone. Rather than rushing to engage with it, wrap it in the soft light of kindness. This gentle act of awareness transforms your first mental movement into a tuning fork for the day ahead. Just as a conductor's raised baton brings an entire orchestra to attention, this single moment of conscious presence aligns all that follows. Your morning thought becomes the foundational frequency from which your day's symphony will play. Remember, this practice isn't about forcing positive thoughts. It's about meeting whatever arises with gentle awareness, allowing your natural state of harmony to emerge. Like Clara May's flowers turning toward her joy, your reality will naturally orient itself toward your authentic vibration. Chapter 4. Vibration Speaks First. In the vast tapestry of existence, each interaction weaves threads of energy that shape the fabric of your reality. Through the ages, mystics and sages have whispered of this truth, that your inner state broadcasts itself into the world long before words are spoken. Take note of what transpired with Susie Pearl in those ordinary moments between the aisles of daily life. As she stood in line at the marketplace, she began a practice as simple as it was powerful. With each person she encountered, she would silently extend a blessing, not from obligation, but from the wellspring of genuine goodwill within her heart. What followed was not coincidence, but cosmic law in action. Strangers began to smile at her, their faces softening without knowing why. This is the secret that quantum science now confirms. Energy fields communicate instantly, bypassing the need for words. Your vibration reaches others before your voice ever does. When you master this truth, you hold the key to transforming every encounter before it begins. Consider the wisdom revealed through Henry Walt's experience. During what could have been a contentious gathering, he discovered the alchemy of conscious presence. As tension mounted in that meeting room, he turned his attention inward, breathing peace into his own being. Like ripples in still water, this shift in his energy field touched everyone present. The hostility that had threatened to derail their purpose simply dissolved, replaced by an inexplicable sense of harmony. This was no accident. The quantum field responds to the frequency you emit, not the words you speak. When you elevate your vibration, you alter the very foundation upon which future moments will build. This is why masters throughout time have emphasized the importance of inner state over outer action. The universe operates through resonance, not through force. Your energy signature becomes the template for all experiences that follow. This is not mysticism. It is the physics of consciousness in action. Ancient practice. As you move through your day, pause periodically to practice this timeless art of energy mastery. With each exhalation, imagine you are breathing serenity into the space around you. Visualize it as gentle light expanding outward from your heart. Do this silently, without announcement or expectation. Simply observe as the atmosphere around you begins to shift, as though the very air is rearranging itself to match your inner harmony. This practice, handed down through generations of wisdom keepers, holds the power to transform not only your immediate environment, but the very nature of your future encounters. Chapter 5. The Hidden Geometry of Faith. In the unfolding mystery of existence lies a paradox that few have grasped. The more you attempt to control outcomes, the more they elude your grasp. This truth revealed itself through Betty Lou's journey as she struggled against the currents of life, trying to bend circumstances to her will. Like many before her, Betty Lou believed that mastery meant maintaining an iron grip on every detail. She created elaborate plans, double-checked every step, and attempted to anticipate every possible obstacle. Yet the more tightly she held on, the more her desired outcomes seemed to slip through her fingers like grains of sand. The universe operates through an elegant principle of flow, a natural current that moves all things toward their highest expression. When you resist this flow through excessive control, you create resistance in the quantum field itself. This resistance manifests as struggle, delay, and frustration in your physical experience. Consider the dance of quantum particles. They exist in a state of infinite possibility until observed. Similarly, Your reality exists in a field of unlimited potential until you fix it in place through rigid expectations and control. The moment you release your grip, the field naturally reorganizes itself into optimal patterns that serve your highest good. Franklin Sam discovered this truth when facing a project on the brink of collapse. Despite his best efforts to control every variable, nothing seemed to work. It was only when he surrendered his worry and rested in quiet confidence that everything began to shift. Without his anxious interference, the project naturally found its path to success. This is not mere coincidence, but the law of quantum entanglement at work. When you release the need to control and simply maintain unwavering faith, you allow the universe to arrange circumstances in ways far more ingenious than your limited perspective could devise. Faith becomes a geometric structure in the quantum field, a bridge between your intention and its manifestation. The ancient ones knew this secret. True power lies not in forcing reality to bend to your will, but in aligning yourself with the natural flow of universal intelligence. Your role is not to manipulate every detail, but to hold steady in your knowing while allowing the infinite wisdom of the cosmos to arrange the path. Practice. Throughout your day, pause in moments of deliberate stillness. Breathe deeply and whisper within yourself, "I accept that alignment is already forming." Let the wave of relief that follows become your sacred signature, your agreement with the universe that all is well and unfolding perfectly. Chapter 6. The Symmetry of Emotion. In the secret architecture of creation, your private moments of joy are never lost to the void. They ripple outward through the quantum field, creating patterns of light that the universe recognizes and reflects. This wisdom reveals itself through the tale of Tilly Rose, who discovered that emotions felt in solitude held power beyond measure. Within the sacred chambers of her heart, Tilly Rose cultivated joy not for show, but as an offering to life itself. She understood that genuine emotion, even unexpressed, transforms the fabric of reality. Your feelings are not merely personal experiences. They are cosmic instructions, encoding messages into the field of infinite possibility. The quantum nature of emotion operates through immediate resonance. When you allow yourself to feel deeply, you activate corresponding frequencies in the universal field. This is why authentic joy, even experienced alone, becomes a beacon that draws similar vibrations into your experience. Leonard Clyde's story illuminates this principle perfectly. In extending comfort to a friend in need, he unknowingly activated the law of emotional symmetry. His loneliness dissolved not through seeking relief, but through offering solace. The field of consciousness recognized his gift and returned it multiplied, demonstrating that what flows out must flow back. This mirrors the fundamental truth of entanglement. There is no separation between giver and receiver in the quantum realm. Your emotional state creates ripples that touch shores you cannot see. Every feeling you nurture becomes a template for future experience, as the universe faithfully mirrors your inner landscape. The wisdom lies not in suppressing difficult emotions, but in transforming them through conscious awareness. When shadows of sadness appear, they offer an invitation to practice emotional alchemy. Instead of resisting these moments, you can transmute them into higher frequencies of understanding and growth. Ancient practice of emotional transmutation. When sadness visits, Sit quietly and breathe deeply into your heart center. With each breath, repeat the sacred affirmation, I am learning the language of renewal. Feel how this intention begins to shift the heavy energy into something lighter, more luminous. This practice doesn't deny your feelings. It elevates them into wisdom, allowing the quantum field to recalibrate around your new emotional signature. Remember, every emotion carries a sacred geometry. By consciously working with your feelings, you become an artist of energy, painting with the colors of consciousness on the canvas of reality. Chapter 7. The Silence Within the Wave. In the measured cadence between ocean waves lies a sacred truth as ancient as the tides themselves. Through the gentle hiss of her vinyl records, Hazel Ruth discovered what mystics have whispered through ages. True power dwells not in action, but in the pristine silence between movements. The universe operates through cycles of expression and rest, like breath itself. Each pause between waves contains infinite potential, a quantum field of pure possibility. When you learn to rest in this space, you tap into the very source of creation. Within these sacred intervals, manifestation finds its genesis. The pause between thoughts, the stillness between heartbeats, the space between words. These are not empty voids, but pregnant moments where reality takes shape. Like the silence before a symphony begins, these spaces hold the essence of all that is to come. Carlton Joe's story illuminates this timeless principle. Through years of meditation, he uncovered that desires voiced into stillness manifested with remarkable speed. When he learned to state his intention clearly and then step back into mental quiet, life responded with an elegant choreography of synchronicities. His practice was simple yet profound. Plant the seed of intention, then allow the silence to nurture its growth. The quantum field responds most powerfully to this delicate balance of clear intention and conscious release. When you voice your desire and then rest in the space that follows, you allow the universe to arrange itself without interference. This is not passive waiting, but active trust in the organizing power of stillness. Think of the space between waves as the universe's creative workshop. In that pristine interval, infinite possibilities coalesce into form. Your role is not to force or direct, but to maintain the clarity of your intention, while honoring the sacred pause where manifestation occurs. Ancient practice of the void. Sit in a comfortable position and close your eyes. State your intention clearly but gently, as though whispering to the universe. Then, rather than reaching for results or analyzing possibilities, simply rest in the stillness that follows. Allow your awareness to float in this space between thoughts, like drifting in the pause between waves. Maintain this sacred stillness for several minutes, knowing that in this void, the seeds of manifestation are taking root. This practice aligns you with the natural rhythm of creation, intention, followed by trusting silence. The wisdom keepers of old understood. Power lies not in endless action, but in knowing when to rest in the fertile void. Your desires are heard most clearly when voiced into silence, and your intentions manifest most purely when given space to unfold. Chapter 8. The Frequency of Gratitude. Long ago, in a village between ancient hills, Minnie Kay practiced a ritual that seemed simple on its surface. With each gift received, each kindness shown, she would pause to write heartfelt words of thanks. Her small desk held nothing more than paper, pen, and pure intention. Yet these modest tools were weaving an invisible tapestry of abundance. The law of gratitude reveals itself as one of the most potent forces in the quantum field. When you express genuine appreciation, you create ripples of coherent energy that multiply exponentially. Like particles becoming entangled through shared quantum states, gratitude links your consciousness to an endless stream of blessings. Your recognition of abundance attracts more abundance. This is not mere coincidence, but the precise operation of universal law. Each thank you, uttered with sincerity, sends forth a signal that aligns you with similar frequencies of prosperity and grace. The field responds not to the size of your gratitude, but to its authenticity. Edgar Dean's story illuminates this principle with remarkable clarity. As a merchant facing mounting debts, he began a practice that would transform his circumstances. Each morning and evening he would record his blessings in a small leather journal, from the warmth of sunlight to the loyalty of his customers. As his appreciation deepened, an extraordinary shift occurred. New opportunities emerged, old debts resolved themselves, and prosperity flowed with natural ease. The quantum field mirrors your emotional signature. When gratitude becomes your default frequency, you naturally attract experiences that warrant more thankfulness. This creates an upward spiral of positive manifestation, each appreciation drawing forth greater reasons to be appreciative. Through gratitude, you become a conscious conductor of universal energy. Your thankful heart sends forth waves of coherent intention that organize reality around your highest good. This is not magical thinking, but quantum mechanics in action, the observer affecting the observed through conscious appreciation. Sacred practice. As twilight approaches each day, find a quiet moment to sit in stillness. Bring to mind one specific blessing that touched your life, no matter how modest it may seem. Allow genuine gratitude to fill your being until you feel its warmth spreading through your body. Notice how the very air around you seems to thicken with golden possibility. Let this feeling of appreciation linger, knowing it carries the power to transform your tomorrow. As evening light softens the edges of the day, choosing stillness becomes an intentional pause rather than an escape. In that quiet space, awareness gently turns inward, away from urgency and toward presence. The simple act of sitting without expectation allows the mind to settle, making room for something subtle yet sustaining to emerge. Calling attention to a single blessing anchors the heart in what is already whole. It might be a fleeting kindness, a moment of ease, or a breath taken without effort. When appreciation is allowed to deepen without judgment, it moves beyond thought and becomes sensation, spreading warmth through the chest and limbs, reminding you that abundance often arrives in unassuming forms. As this feeling lingers, perception itself begins to shift. The surrounding world seems more alive, infused with quiet promise and possibility. Holding on to this sense of gratitude, even briefly, reshapes the inner landscape, planting a calm confidence that carries forward. What is nurtured in these moments has a way of echoing into the days that follow, subtly influencing choices, moods, and outcomes. Chapter 9. The Observer's Choice. When you open your eyes each morning, reality awaits your interpretation. This truth echoes through the tale of Fei Anne, who discovered an ancient principle hiding in plain sight. Each dawn she began looking for signs of beauty, not with desperate seeking, but with quiet certainty. A sparrow's wing catching sunlight, morning dew transformed into diamonds on grass, the perfect symmetry of clouds. These weren't coincidences, but confirmations. The universe operates as a grand mirror, reflecting back the essence of your expectations. When you step into each moment anticipating harmony, the quantum field responds by organizing circumstances to match your vision. This is not mere optimism, but rather the operation of universal law, as precise as gravity, as reliable as the turning of the earth. Winston Ray's story illuminates this principle with elegant simplicity. His daily commute had become a source of stress until he made one subtle shift. Instead of bracing for frustration, he began each journey expecting ease. Traffic lights seemed to synchronize. Considerate drivers appeared more frequently, and even the rhythm of his travel acquired a peaceful flow. Nothing in his external route had changed, yet everything was different. This transformation occurs because your consciousness doesn't simply observe reality, it participates in its creation. Every expectation you hold sends ripples through the quantum field, instructing it how to arrange the countless possibilities that exist in every moment. When you anticipate beauty, you literally tune your perception to the frequency where beauty resides. The field of infinite potential collapses into specific experience based on your emotional resonance. Like a radio receiving the station it's tuned to, your consciousness selects from infinite possible realities the one that matches your inner state. This is why two people can encounter the same circumstance, yet experience entirely different outcomes. Each receives according to their expectation. The power of this principle lies in its simplicity. You need not force change through external action alone. Instead, cultivate the art of gentle expectation. Let your mind rest in the certainty that harmony is your natural state. When you expect beauty, you become a magnet for experiences that confirm your vision. Ancient practice. Before entering any situation, whether a meeting, conversation, or simple errand, pause briefly and whisper to yourself, "I expect harmony now." Allow this declaration to settle into your being not as a hope, but as a knowing. This single moment of alignment instructs the quantum field to arrange circumstances in accordance with your peaceful intention. Chapter 10. The Resonant Self. The law of resonance operates through identity before action. This truth revealed itself through Daisy Pearl's discovery, a revelation as subtle as dawn, yet as powerful as thunder. Each morning, she would survey her wardrobe, selecting colors that reflected her current emotional state. On gloomy days, she chose grays and browns. During moments of joy, vibrant yellows and pinks adorned her form. Yet, as wisdom deepened within her, she recognized a profound truth. Her choice of colors wasn't merely expressing her inner state, it was programming it. The hues she wrapped herself in were broadcasting signals to the quantum field, creating ripples that returned as matched experiences. When she began deliberately choosing colors of confidence and peace, regardless of her initial feeling, her entire day transformed to align with that higher vibration. This principle extends far beyond the realm of color. It touches every aspect of your being. The quantum field doesn't respond to what you want or need, but to who you are being in each moment. Your identity, the way you define and describe yourself, becomes the tuning fork to which the universe harmonizes. Consider Marvin Lee's awakening to this truth. Rather than allowing circumstances to define his self-image, he began consciously crafting his identity through words of power and grace. "I am competent" became his morning meditation. "I embody kindness" was his evening reflection. These weren't empty affirmations, but declarations of being. The quantum field, ever faithful to resonance, began orchestrating encounters and opportunities that mirrored these qualities back to him. You hold this same power in every moment. Your self-definition is not a description of what exists. It is a command to the field of infinite possibility. When you speak of yourself with words of strength, wisdom, and compassion, you're not describing reality, you're creating it. The universe has no choice but to reflect back the frequency you consistently embody. The practice. As the sun traces its path across the sky, weave words of power into your self-description. "I am centered in peace," whispered during morning meditation. "Wisdom flows through me," declared before important decisions. "Kindness radiates from my being," affirmed in each interaction. Let these statements reshape your energy field until reality has no choice but to conform to your chosen resonance. As daylight unfolds hour by hour, language becomes more than communication. It becomes intention made audible. The phrases you choose to describe yourself quietly sculpt your inner landscape, especially when spoken with presence. When words are aligned with calm awareness, they settle into the mind like seeds, influencing posture, breath, and perception before the world even responds. Repeated declarations act as gentle guides at pivotal moments. Spoken softly in reflection or firmly before action, they help steady attention and clarify direction. These statements are not demands placed on life, but reminders offered to the self, reinforcing qualities that already exist beneath distraction. With time, they begin to feel less like affirmations and more like simple observations of truth. As this inner dialogue becomes intentional, subtle shifts ripple outward. Interactions soften, decisions carry greater clarity, and emotional responses gain space rather than urgency. The tone you hold within gradually harmonizes with what unfolds around you, creating a sense of alignment where effort gives way to flow, and intention finds expression without force. Part 2. The Bridge of Awareness. Chapter 11. The Trust Continuum. In the silent architecture of creation, synchronicity speaks in whispers. When Lila Beth began noticing small coincidences appearing in her path, she discovered a truth as ancient as time itself. The universe communicates through subtle signs, waiting for you to acknowledge its presence. Each morning, as she moved through her day, Lila Beth made a simple yet powerful choice: to say yes when unexpected opportunities arose. A conversation with a stranger, a book falling open to a specific page, a number sequence catching her eye. She welcomed these moments not as random events, but as divine orchestration. The quantum field responds to trust like a flower opens to sunlight. When you release the need to control every detail, space opens for greater possibilities to emerge. This truth manifested clearly through Jonathan Pierce's journey. His business had reached a plateau, each day a mirror of the last, until a seemingly random lunch invitation arrived from someone outside his usual circle. Instead of dismissing it as an interruption to his carefully planned schedule, Jonathan chose to embrace this unexpected opening. That single lunch led to a partnership that transformed his enterprise. proving that what appears as chance is often the universe's elegant design in motion. You see, the field of infinite possibility speaks in the language of synchronicity. Those small coincidences you notice, they are breadcrumbs leading you toward alignment with your highest potential. Each random encounter carries the seed of opportunity, waiting to bloom under the warmth of your recognition. When you greet these moments with open arms rather than skepticism, you strengthen the coherence between your consciousness and the quantum field. Like a river finding its natural course, life begins to flow with graceful momentum. What once seemed like obstacles transform into stepping stones, guiding you toward experiences that resonate with your deepest intentions. The ancient practice of sacred recognition. As you move through your day, welcome each unexpected moment as though the universe is sharing a secret smile with you. When a synchronicity appears, be it a timely phone call, a meaningful song on the radio, or a chance encounter, pause and acknowledge it with genuine appreciation. Say silently, "I recognize this gift." Feel the warmth of connection flow through you, knowing that each such moment is confirmation of your entanglement with the infinite field of possibility. This simple practice strengthens your attunement to the quantum dance of creation, opening pathways for ever greater synchronicities to emerge. Chapter 12. The Light Between Thoughts. Trust forms the bridge between what you perceive and what awaits your discovery. In the gentle unfolding of each moment, Martha Jo found herself drawn to the sacred spaces between thoughts. While washing dishes or folding laundry, divine inspiration would flow through her like a river of light. These weren't mere coincidences, but evidence of the quantum field's constant communion with your consciousness. When your mind releases its grip on structured thinking, you enter the fertile void where creation begins. Here, in these precious intervals of mental silence, new possibilities crystallize with effortless grace. The universe speaks most clearly when you cease straining to hear it. Clifford Jack's experience unveils this timeless truth. His greatest innovations emerged not from intense concentration, but in moments of wandering thoughts and gentle reverie. While others pushed against creative blocks, he discovered that stepping back allowed solutions to surface naturally. His breakthroughs arrived like butterflies, alighting only when he stopped chasing them. The field of infinite potential responds not to force but to receptivity. Your awareness, when softened and expanded, becomes a vessel for divine intelligence to pour through. These moments of apparent idleness are actually portals to higher understanding, where the quantum field can weave new patterns into your reality. The ancients understood this wisdom, the power of the pause, the fertility of the gap, the magic that lives between heartbeats. When you honor these spaces of apparent emptiness, you align with the natural rhythm of creation itself. Your role is not to manufacture insights, but to create the conditions for them to emerge. The practice. Throughout your day, embrace the natural pauses that arise. While performing simple tasks, allow your awareness to drift gently between thoughts, like a leaf floating on a stream. Notice how inspiration visits most freely in these moments of mental spaciousness. Feel the field of possibilities expanding around you, each potential reality shimmering like stars against the velvet backdrop of consciousness. This is not idleness, but sacred receptivity. The art of allowing the universe to speak through the silence. Within the ordinary rhythm of daily life, moments of pause appear naturally, often unnoticed. When attention softens during simple activities, effort loosens its grip, and the mind rests without collapsing into distraction. This gentle openness is not something to force. It arises when doing and being briefly coexist without tension. In these spaces, thought no longer rushes to fill every corner of awareness. Ideas arrive quietly, unannounced, carried on a sense of ease rather than urgency. Creativity and insight seem to surface most readily when the mind is neither grasping nor resisting, but simply present, allowing impressions to pass through like light across water. Such receptivity is an active state of trust rather than passivity. By honoring silence as a living presence, perception widens, and new possibilities feel tangible rather than abstract. What emerges from these moments often carries a clarity that effort alone cannot produce, reminding you that listening can be as powerful as acting when aligned with awareness. Chapter 13. The Pulse of Kindness. In the quiet spaces between breaths, invisible threads weave through every interaction. Annie Lou understood this sacred truth without needing to name it. As she moved through her days, offering smiles that carried no expectation of return, she witnessed how the universe responded with multiplied blessings. The law of molecular resonance reveals that kindness alters the very structure of space around you. Each gentle thought, each warm gesture sends ripples through the quantum field, creating patterns of harmony that extend far beyond your immediate awareness. These ripples touch shores you cannot see, influencing realities you have yet to encounter. When you extend genuine warmth without seeking reward, you activate an ancient principle of energetic exchange. The field responds not to what you do, but to the pure intention behind your actions. Your kindness becomes a key that unlocks doors in the fabric of reality itself. Albert Jean's experience illuminates this principle with striking clarity. By offering sincere compliments to strangers, he discovered that his own vibration elevated naturally. His mood brightened, opportunities appeared with unexpected ease, and life seemed to mirror back the very warmth he extended. This was no mere coincidence. It was the law of energetic reciprocity in action. The quantum field operates through immediate exchange. What you offer returns to you, often amplified by the countless interactions it encounters along its journey. Like a pebble cast into still waters, your smallest kindness creates concentric circles of influence that eventually return to touch your own shore. This mirrors an ageless truth. The universe responds not to what you request, but to what you radiate. When you give freely, without attachment to outcome, you align yourself with the natural flow of universal abundance. Your genuine warmth becomes a beacon that attracts similar frequencies. The practice. Move through your day as a conscious transmitter of kindness. With each person you encounter, silently extend a blessing. Feel it emanate from your heart center like golden light. Know that each kind thought you send creates a luminous thread in the tapestry of shared consciousness. Trust that these threads weave themselves into patterns of grace that will eventually encircle you with their reflected brilliance. This is not merely positive thinking. It is conscious participation in the physics of love. Before we get into the next chapter, You can download a free ebook version of this audiobook using the link in the pinned comment below this video. Chapter 14. The Quantum Signature of Joy. Long ago, in a bustling marketplace, Bonnie Sue witnessed a merchant accidentally spill a basket of feathers that danced through the air like snow. Instead of frustration, she burst into pure, childlike laughter. In that moment, the entire marketplace shifted. Vendors smiled, customers relaxed, and even the most serious faces softened with mirth. Within days, her small shop became a magnet for delightful encounters and unexpected gifts. Your joy is not merely an emotion. It is a frequency that reverberates through the quantum field. When you allow yourself to experience genuine delight, you transmit a signal that the universe cannot help but echo. This is not frivolity, but rather the most serious of spiritual technologies, encoded in the very mathematics of creation. The field of infinite possibility responds most readily to the light touch of joy. Think of how water droplets dance on a hot surface. They move with effortless grace, untethered by gravity. Your consciousness operates similarly when infused with authentic pleasure. Heavy thoughts sink into limitation, while joy enables quantum levity. Gregory Neal understood this principle without knowing its scientific basis. As a junior executive, he maintained his sense of wonder even during challenging projects. While others grimaced through presentations, he found genuine enjoyment in solving problems. His enthusiasm was not an act, it was his natural state of being. The universe responded by orchestrating a series of promotions that surprised everyone except Gregory himself. He had unknowingly aligned with the law of joyful resonance. The wisdom traditions teach that creation itself arose from divine delight. When you laugh with genuine appreciation for life's simple moments, you align with this original creative force. Your joy becomes a tuning fork that harmonizes circumstances around you. Consider how children attract magic without effort. Their natural state of wonderment draws synchronicities as easily as breathing. This is not coincidence, but cosmic law. Joy magnetizes joy. Delight attracts delight. The universe mirrors back whatever frequency you consistently embody. Sacred practice. Find one moment today to release spontaneous laughter. Let it bubble up naturally, perhaps at a cloud's shape, a pet's antics, or life's small ironies. As you laugh, know that your mirth is actually a powerful prayer, teaching your cellular memory the vibration of abundance. This is not ritual, but remembrance of your natural state of being. Chapter 15. The Mind That Listens. In an ancient valley, there lived a woman named Dorothy Kay who carried worries like heavy stones in her heart. Each morning she would wake to find these fears waiting at her door, demanding attention. For years, she tried to banish them through force of will, yet they grew stronger with every rejection. One dawn, exhausted from this endless battle, she chose a different path. Instead of pushing away her fears, she welcomed them as though they were weary travelers seeking refuge. To her amazement, when she listened to their whispers with patience, their grip began to loosen naturally. The universe speaks through every emotion, including those we resist. Your fears are not enemies to vanquish, but messengers carrying wisdom wrapped in discomfort. When you fight against what arises within, you create interference patterns in the quantum field that echo back as amplified resistance. Consider how water meets an obstacle. It doesn't argue or force its way through, but flows around with natural grace. This same principle governs the mechanics of consciousness. Your awareness, when softened by acceptance, becomes like clear water, finding harmony even in challenging terrain. Harold Glenn discovered this truth during a period of intense anxiety about his life's direction. Rather than attempting to suppress his unease, he began sitting quietly with it each morning. As he listened without judgment, the anxiety slowly revealed deeper insights about changes he needed to make. Solutions emerged not through struggle, but through understanding. This principle of gentle acceptance operates through quantum entanglement. When you meet your inner experience with kindness, you alter the vibrational pattern of your entire field. The universe responds not to what you resist, but to what you embrace with awareness. The practice of harmonious listening. When heavy thoughts or emotions arise, create a quiet space within. Imagine these feelings as tired children seeking comfort. Breathe deeply and say internally, "I hear you. I am here." Allow each thought to exist without trying to change it. Notice how acceptance itself becomes a form of transformation. This practice realigns your energy field, transforming discord into harmony through the power of gentle attention. Let this ancient wisdom guide you. The path to peace is not through warfare with yourself, but through the tender art of listening. In this sacred attention, entanglement works in your favor, reflecting back the very understanding you offer. Chapter 16. The Flow of Allowing. Through the weave of time and space, wisdom often reveals itself in the most ordinary moments. Take Peggy Ray, whose discovery came not in meditation halls or sacred temples, but in the midst of gridlocked traffic. As vehicles stood motionless around her, she made a choice that would alter the fabric of her experience. Instead of letting frustration tighten its grip, she softened her gaze and welcomed the pause with gentle curiosity. In that moment of surrender, the universe whispered its secrets. The traffic delay became a doorway to deeper understanding, showing how resistance creates inner congestion, while acceptance opens channels of insight. Each breath of calm curiosity transformed what could have been wasted time into a sanctuary of clarity. The quantum field responds not to your demands, but to your state of being. When you release the need to control life's flow, you activate a higher order of intelligence. This is not passive resignation, but active alignment with universal forces. Like a river finding its natural course, your energy moves most powerfully when you cease forcing direction. Eugene Ralph's journey illuminates this principle with striking clarity. For years, he approached his health challenges as battles to be won, arming himself with determination and fight. Yet true healing remained elusive until he made a profound shift, laying down his weapons of resistance and embracing peace instead. As he stopped struggling against his condition, his body began responding to this new vibration of acceptance. His recovery accelerated, not through increased effort, but through decreased resistance. This paradox lies at the heart of quantum entanglement. The less you strain against what is, the more readily circumstances align with your highest good. Your allowing becomes a permission slip for the universe to operate at its most elegant level. When you surrender the need to orchestrate every detail, you open space for solutions beyond your current imagination. The practice of elegant surrender. In moments of tension, when circumstances seem to press against your desires, pause and take a conscious breath. Let your awareness settle into your body as you silently affirm, "I allow perfect unfolding." Feel how reality begins to soften around you, responding to your shift from resistance to acceptance. This simple practice activates the natural intelligence of the quantum field, allowing order to emerge from apparent chaos. Chapter 17. The Invisible Thread of Compassion. In the quiet moments between heartbeats lies a truth as old as consciousness itself. You are connected to all through invisible threads of awareness. This wisdom emerged through Lottie Jean, who walked through crowded streets sensing the weight of countless emotions. Yet rather than drowning in the sea of collective feeling, she discovered a profound truth. Empathy need not mean absorption. As she moved through her days, Lottie Jean learned to transmute what she felt into pure light. When heaviness approached, she would fill herself with golden warmth, allowing it to radiate outward without attachment. This simple act revealed the deeper mechanics of quantum connection, that consciousness shapes the field we share. The power of this truth lies not in blocking what you feel, but in choosing how you respond. Every emotion you encounter is an invitation to elevate the collective field. When you meet sorrow with compassion, fear with peace, or anger with understanding, you alter the invisible architecture of shared experience. Clyde Forrest stumbled upon this wisdom during a bitter corporate rivalry. His competitor had launched a campaign that threatened everything he had built. Yet one morning, instead of feeding the growing resentment, he paused. In that space of stillness, he chose to wish his rival well. He envisioned light surrounding them both, dissolving the illusion of separation. Within days, the energy shifted. What had been conflict transformed into unexpected collaboration. The simple act of blessing rather than cursing had rearranged the quantum patterns binding their interaction. This teaches us that compassion is not merely a feeling, but a force, one that reorganizes the subtle bonds between all beings. When you choose to beam love rather than mirror pain, you become a point of transformation in the collective field. Your consciousness becomes a fountain rather than a sink, lifting all who enter your sphere of influence. The power of empathic awareness lies not in taking on others' burdens, but in maintaining your own frequency of well-being while extending understanding. This creates a resonance that invites others to rise, rather than pulling you down. Ancient practice. Find a quiet moment and bring to mind someone who challenges you. Rather than focusing on the difficulty, send them a simple blessing. May you know peace. May you be free from suffering. Notice how your own body responds to this shift in energy. Feel the subtle release as quantum entanglement realigns through compassion's light. Chapter 18. The Synchrony of Vision. In a bustling marketplace, Ella May paused before a clock displaying 11:11, her heart quickening with recognition. This was no mere coincidence. It was the universe speaking in its native tongue of synchronized moments. Like dewdrops reflecting morning light, these numerical patterns sparkled across her daily path, each one a subtle nod from the infinite field of possibility. When you tune your awareness to the language of patterns, reality begins revealing its hidden orchestration. The numbers you see repeatedly, the synchronicities that catch your breath, these are confirmation that your consciousness is entangled with universal intelligence. These patterns serve as signposts, guiding you toward alignment with your highest path. Chester Boyd understood this principle intimately. Each morning, he would sit in sacred stillness, crafting detailed visions of his desired reality. He felt the texture of success in his bones, tasted its sweetness on his tongue, heard the specific words of appreciation he longed to receive. Within months, mentors appeared as if summoned by his clarity, each one perfectly matched to guide his journey. The universe had responded to his focused imagery by arranging the very connections he required. This demonstrates a fundamental truth. Your ability to vividly imagine creates a template that reality rushes to fill. When you hold an image with unwavering clarity, you establish a resonant frequency that draws corresponding experiences into your field. The key lies not in forcing or grasping, but in the art of clear vision combined with deep trust. Consider how a crystal forms in solution, molecules arranging themselves according to an inherent pattern. Your focused imagery works similarly, providing a structure around which circumstances can crystallize. Yet, like the crystal, this process requires both precision and patience. Too much force disrupts the natural organization of elements. The ancient practice of vision weaving. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and begin crafting your desired reality in exquisite detail. Feel the emotions, hear the sounds, touch the textures of this reality as if it exists now. Let this vision build until it feels absolutely real in your body. Then, with the gentlest of movements, release it like a golden kite into the quantum field. Trust that your clear image has already begun arranging the invisible threads of manifestation. Chapter 19. The Heart as Quantum Receiver. In the quiet hours before dawn, Violet June would place her hand over her heart, sensing its steady rhythm beneath her fingertips. Through years of observation, she discovered an unmistakable truth. When she followed the gentle whispers of her heart's knowing, life unfolded with remarkable grace. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends far beyond your physical form, reaching out to touch and influence the quantum fabric of reality. This field, thousands of times more powerful than the brain's electrical activity, serves as your most precise instrument for navigating the infinite possibilities that surround you. The heart doesn't speak in words or logical arguments. Instead, it communicates through subtle sensations, through an inner warmth that expands when you're aligned with truth and contracts when you've strayed from your authentic path. This is not mere sentiment. It is the language of quantum entanglement expressing itself through your most powerful energy center. Roland Pete's story illustrates this principle perfectly. As a businessman facing critical decisions, he initially relied solely on spreadsheets and market analysis. Yet his breakthrough came when he began tuning into the warmth or coolness he felt in his chest, while considering different options. When a choice resonated with his heart's field, he experienced an unmistakable expansion, a feeling of lightness and rightness. Following these sensations led him to partnerships and opportunities that transformed his enterprise in ways his logical mind could never have predicted. The field of your heart knows what your mind cannot calculate. It reads the invisible threads of connection that bind all possibilities together. When you learn to trust this deeper knowing, you align yourself with the natural flow of universal intelligence. Your decisions become less about forcing outcomes and more about following the subtle current of coherence that already exists. This wisdom isn't new. It has whispered through the ages in every spiritual tradition. What's new is our scientific understanding of the heart's electromagnetic field and its role in quantum coherence. Your heart literally broadcasts your emotional state into the field of reality, attracting resonant experiences and opportunities. Ancient practice of heart coherence. Find a quiet space and settle into a comfortable position. Place your hand over your heart center. Begin breathing slowly and deeply, imagining that each breath flows directly through your heart. As you breathe, cultivate a feeling of genuine tenderness, as though you're holding something precious and beloved. Continue until you sense a warm expansion in your chest. This is your heart field activating. Let this sensation be your compass, guiding you toward choices that maintain and strengthen this feeling of peaceful alignment. Chapter 20. The Portal of Presence. In a small cottage near the forest's edge, Carrie Lou spent countless hours poring over old photographs, reliving memories tinged with regret. Each yellowed image seemed to whisper of paths not taken, of opportunities missed. Yet in this very act of looking backward, she remained blind to the miracles unfolding before her eyes. The present moment holds a power that neither past nor future can claim. When you release your grip on what was or what might be, you discover the quantum gateway of now, where all possibility converges into crystalline clarity. This eternal present serves as the only point from which you can truly direct the forces of creation. Think of time not as a linear path, but as a sphere, with the present moment as its center. Every thought you hold about the past creates ripples that affect your current vibration. When you choose to fully inhabit the now, these ripples smooth into stillness, allowing the universe to respond to your pure presence rather than your accumulated regrets. Vernon Dale discovered this truth in the most ordinary of circumstances. As owner of a small bookshop, he had always been consumed by worries of future sales and past mistakes. One day, he decided to simply focus completely on arranging a window display, pouring his full attention into each book's placement. To his amazement, that window became the talk of the town, drawing new customers who sensed something special in its careful composition. By fully embracing each present task, he had unknowingly activated a field of coherence that attracted abundance naturally. The law of attraction operates exclusively in the now. When you scatter your energy across time, reaching backward with remorse or forward with anxiety, you dilute your creative power. But when you gather yourself fully into the present moment, your intention gains the clarity and force needed to reshape reality. The present moment serves as both the soil in which you plant your desires and the harvest field where manifestation occurs. By anchoring your awareness in the now, you collapse unnecessary timelines and crystallize the one most aligned with your highest good. Ancient practice for present moment mastery. Throughout your day, whenever you notice your mind wandering to past or future, bring your attention gently back to your breath and immediate surroundings. Notice the texture of the air on your skin, the play of light and shadow before your eyes, the subtle sounds that create the symphony of now. Let each conscious breath serve as an anchor, grounding you in the infinite power of this moment. This simple practice aligns you with the quantum field where all transformation becomes possible. Part 3. The Mastery of Entanglement. Chapter 21. the invisible architecture of destiny. Ruby Bell sat at her weathered oak desk each evening, recording her dreams in leather-bound journals. What began as a simple practice revealed an extraordinary truth. Her sketched visions materialized into physical reality with uncanny precision. The symbols and scenes flowing from her pen spoke the universe's native language. Your subconscious mind exists as a quantum antenna, receiving and transmitting patterns that shape events before they manifest. When you honor these subtle impressions, you participate in reality's original drafting process. The universe speaks first in images and feelings, then crystallizes into form. Within the field of infinite possibility, your inner vision acts as a selector switch, highlighting which potential timeline gains substance. This selection occurs not through force, but through the natural resonance between your deep imagery and universal flow. Just as Ruby's journal entries found their mirror in physical events, your own consciousness constantly projects blueprints into the quantum field. Consider the wisdom discovered by Prentice Roy, who faced both triumph and setback with equal gratitude. When his business venture succeeded, he gave thanks. When investments faltered, he expressed the same appreciation. This unusual response created a remarkable effect. His life's architecture began restructuring itself with elegant efficiency. By blessing all outcomes, he stabilized the quantum foundation upon which his reality was built. The lesson whispers clearly. Resistance to any experience creates static in your manifesting frequency. When you embrace both light and shadow as necessary components of the whole, you allow the universe's natural organizing power to work unimpeded. Your acceptance becomes the cornerstone of coherent creation. The field responds not to what you demand, but to what you energetically embody. Every image you hold, every feeling you cultivate sends ripples through the quantum fabric. These ripples return as the circumstances of your life. By maintaining grateful awareness regardless of outer conditions, you establish the stable resonance required for harmonious manifestation. Your consciousness serves as both architect and builder. The dreams you nurture, the visions you entertain, the gratitude you express, these form the invisible blueprint from which your destiny takes shape. When you align your inner imagery with acceptance of all outcomes, you allow the universe to orchestrate events with supreme intelligence. Ancient practice. As you prepare for sleep each night, sit quietly and envision your life circumstances bathed in soft golden light. See this radiance touching every aspect: relationships, work, health, purpose. Feel deep gratitude for the perfect unfolding of all events, both welcome and challenging. Let this appreciation fill your being until you sense yourself held in the embrace of cosmic design. Trust that even as you rest, this practice aligns you with the universe's highest blueprint for your journey. Chapter 22. The Energy of Words. As surely as mathematics underlies the cosmos, your thoughts weave an invisible blueprint that precedes all manifestation. This sacred architecture responds not to demand, but to the subtle resonance of your deepest knowing. When Penny May whispered encouragement to her garden, she discovered a fundamental truth about the universe's responsiveness. Her plants didn't merely grow, they flourished with unusual vitality, their leaves reaching toward her voice as though drawn by an unseen force. This was no coincidence, but evidence of energy's inherent sensitivity to conscious intention. Words are not merely sounds. They are vibrational doorways through which potential reality flows into form. Each syllable you speak sends ripples through the quantum field, creating templates for future experience. The language you choose becomes the architect of your circumstances, designing the structure of events before they materialize. Howard Lee's transformation emerged from this principle. Trapped in cycles of exhaustion, he began stating with quiet certainty, "I create easily." The shift was subtle at first, a lightness in his movements, a spark of inspiration where there had been only fatigue. Within weeks, his energy had transformed, and projects that once drained him now filled him with enthusiasm. The words had altered not just his perspective, but the very fabric of his experience. Your vocabulary shapes probability fields around you. Every word you speak carries a frequency signature that either constricts or expands the space of possible outcomes. When you align your speech with the qualities you wish to experience, you encode those possibilities into the quantum blueprint of your reality. The universe mirrors back the energetic quality of your words more precisely than their literal meaning. Speak with harshness, and reality becomes rigid. Speak with grace, and circumstances flow with unexpected ease. This is not magical thinking, but quantum mechanics expressing through human consciousness. Ancient practice. Throughout this day, approach your words as though they are rays of light, each one leaving a luminous trace in the fabric of space-time. Speak with gentle intention, aware that every word paints a color across the canvas of reality. Let your speech become a conscious art, knowing that the vibrations you release continue to resonate long after sound fades. This practice awakens you to your role as an architect of experience through the power of conscious speech. Chapter 23. The Dance with Probability. In the quiet moments before dawn, Nancy Jo discovered a truth that had eluded humanity's greatest minds. The secret lay not in forcing a single outcome, but in allowing multiple possibilities to exist simultaneously. With each breath, she held different versions of events in her awareness, feeling them swirl and blend like watercolors on silk. Rather than grasping at one particular future, she learned to dance with probability itself. The universe responds not to rigid demands, but to the subtle waltz of your emotional frequency. When you allow multiple potentials to coexist within your field of awareness, you activate the quantum nature of reality. Like light showing properties of both wave and particle, your consciousness can hold seemingly contradictory possibilities until the most harmonious version crystallizes into form. Calvin Jean's story exemplifies this principle perfectly. As he prepared for the championship, he abandoned the traditional mindset of competition as battle. Instead, he visualized his performance as an elegant dance, where every movement flowed with joyful precision. He didn't fight against opponents. He moved in perfect rhythm with the moment. This shift in perspective changed everything. The trophy wasn't a prize to be seized, but a natural extension of his harmonious participation in life's grand choreography. This teaches us that manifestation follows the law of least resistance. When you release the grip of anxiety and allow your energy to flow like music, the universe mirrors your frequency. Your emotions are the conductor's baton, directing the symphony of probability. The key lies not in forcing outcomes, but in tuning your being to the frequency of your desired experience. Practical wisdom emerges from this understanding. Success arrives not through tension, but through rhythm. When you approach your goals with the lightness of a dancer rather than the heaviness of a warrior, you allow the quantum field to arrange itself in your favor. Your role is simply to maintain the emotional tempo that matches your desired reality. Ancient practice. Before any significant event or challenge, find a quiet space where you can move freely. Begin swaying gently, like a tree in a soft breeze. As you move, breathe deeply and feel success as a rhythm in your body. Let this motion become your meditation, a physical prayer that aligns you with victory's frequency. Continue this dance until you feel your entire being resonating with calm certainty. This practice attunes your energy field to positive outcomes, allowing them to materialize with natural grace. Chapter 24. The Expansion Through Forgiveness. In a quiet garden, Opal Fay sat with eyes closed, holding a photograph of her once cherished friend. Years of bitterness had crystallized into an invisible weight, draining her vitality drop by drop. Yet in that moment of surrender, as she whispered words of release into the evening air, something extraordinary transpired within her being. The law of entanglement reveals a profound truth. Your energy field remains connected to every unresolved emotion, every person who has touched your life. These quantum bridges continue transmitting frequencies of discord until forgiveness transforms them into channels of light. When Opal chose to dissolve her resentment, she unknowingly activated an ancient alchemical process, the transformation of emotional lead into spiritual gold. Your physical vitality is intimately woven with your emotional landscape. Each grievance you harbor creates interference patterns in your quantum field, like static disrupting a radio signal. This energetic noise drowns out the natural flow of life force that seeks to nourish and restore you. Forgiveness acts as a cosmic reset button, clearing these distortions and allowing pure life energy to circulate freely once again. Gordon Mark's experience illuminates this principle with striking clarity. After carrying the burden of self-judgment for decades, he composed a letter of self-forgiveness that he never intended to send. As he wrote each word, layers of shame began dissolving like morning mist in sunlight. Within days, an inexplicable peace descended upon him, not merely emotional relief, but a tangible lightness of being that transformed his entire experience of life. The universe operates through perfect equilibrium. When you withhold forgiveness, you simultaneously block your own channel of receiving. It's as though you're attempting to inhale while refusing to exhale. The natural rhythm becomes impossible. By releasing others from your judgment, you free yourself from the quantum entanglement of discord. Ancient practice of energetic release. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring to mind someone toward whom you hold resentment. Breathe deeply and whisper, "I release you to your highest good. I release myself from this burden." Feel the energetic weight lifting from your shoulders with each breath. Continue until you sense a subtle lightening in your being, as though heavy winter coats are being removed one by one, revealing your radiant inner light. Chapter 25. The Infinity Inside. Within each breath lies a gateway to the infinite. As Effie Lou sat in her morning practice, she discovered that the space between her thoughts stretched like an endless horizon. What appeared as simple stillness to others revealed itself as a vast expanse of pure potential, a field where all possibilities dance in quantum harmony. The ancient masters knew this truth. Infinity does not exist somewhere far away. It dwells within the temple of your awareness. When you close your eyes and turn attention inward, the boundaries between self and cosmos dissolve into waves of limitless being. Your consciousness is not confined to the physical form it animates. Like water taking the shape of any vessel while retaining its essential nature, your awareness can expand beyond all perceived limitations. This expansion is not merely metaphorical. It is a tangible shift in your energetic signature that the universe must mirror back to you. Nelson Todd's revelation came during a sunset that seemed to pause time itself. As amber light painted the sky, his usual rush of thoughts slowed to a gentle stream. In that moment of pure wonder, he felt his cells singing with renewed vitality. The awe he experienced was not simply emotional. It was his consciousness remembering its true infinite nature. This teaching whispers through the ages. Limitation exists only in the mind that believes in boundaries. When you release these artificial constraints through deep presence, your entire being resonates with unbounded potential. Every meditation becomes a remembrance of your vast inner dimensions. The quantum field responds not to what you think about infinity, but to how fully you embody it. When you recognize the endless space within, external circumstances naturally expand to match this internal knowing. This is not manifestation through force, but through alignment with your inherent boundless nature. The practice. Find a quiet space and settle into a comfortable position. Close your eyes and bring attention to your breath. With each inhale, feel your awareness expanding outward in all directions like ripples on an infinite ocean. With each exhale, sense the vastness of space flowing through you. If thoughts arise, let them float by like clouds in an endless sky. Continue breathing with this awareness of your inner infinity for several minutes. Notice how your body relaxes as artificial boundaries dissolve. Feel yourself as pure consciousness, beginningless, endless, free. Chapter 26. The Sacred Science of Belief. Within the eternal dance of creation lies a profound truth. Belief shapes the very fabric of reality. In the quiet corners of existence, Mabel Ray discovered this timeless wisdom through her own journey of awakening. At first, she walked the path of doubt, questioning whether her dreams could manifest. Yet in those precious moments when certainty finally settled into her bones, miracles blossomed before her eyes. The universe operates through an exquisite language, the programming code of belief. When you plant absolute conviction in the fertile soil of your consciousness, reality has no choice but to respond in kind. This is not mere wishful thinking, but rather the fundamental law governing quantum entanglement. Donald Clay embodied this principle when faced with a devastating setback. Instead of surrendering to circumstance, he chose to affirm his wellness with unwavering faith. Each morning he would declare, "I am whole, I am healthy, I am restored," not as desperate plea, but as immutable fact. The atoms of his being responded to this energetic command, orchestrating a recovery that left his doctors in awe. Your beliefs are not passive thoughts floating in the mind. They are active forces that calibrate the particles of existence. When you truly believe, you transmit a frequency so pure and focused that the quantum field must reshape itself to match your conviction. This is why masters throughout the ages taught that faith could move mountains. They understood the physics of consciousness. Yet this power requires more than intellectual understanding. You must feel your chosen belief as deeply as you feel the ground beneath your feet. When doubt arises, remember that uncertainty is simply an old program running in your consciousness. You have the authority to overwrite it with absolute knowing. The practice. Select one belief that will serve as your quantum foundation today. Perhaps it is, "I am divinely guided," or "Abundance flows to me effortlessly." Hold this truth in your heart not as hope, but as fact, as real as gravity, as certain as sunrise. Feel it settle into your cells until it becomes your new baseline of being. Watch as reality rearranges itself to reflect your unwavering faith, for this is the way of cosmic law. Chapter 27. The Ripple of Purpose. In the depths of an ancient valley there lived a woman named Edith Pearl, who spent her days wondering about life's deeper meaning. She searched through countless books and sought wisdom from teachers far and wide, yet true understanding eluded her. Until one day, while helping an elderly neighbor tend her garden, something extraordinary happened. A wave of pure joy washed over her, more profound than any insight she had found in her studies. Your search for meaning follows similar patterns. When you seek it directly, it remains elusive, like trying to grasp at mist. Yet the moment you turn your attention toward serving others, the fog clears and purpose reveals itself naturally. This is because the universe operates as an intricate web of giving and receiving, where every act of service strengthens the quantum bonds between all things. The law of attraction works most powerfully when you align yourself with this greater circuitry of contribution. Your energy field expands beyond personal concerns into the vast network of universal consciousness. This expansion creates a resonance that attracts experiences reflecting your enlarged state of being. Stanley Owen discovered this truth through his own journey. Despite achieving financial success, he felt hollow inside until he began volunteering at a local shelter every week. To his amazement, as he gave more of his time and heart, his business flourished beyond expectation. The universe responded to his generosity by multiplying his abundance. This principle reveals a profound truth. Fulfillment flows not from what you acquire, but from what you contribute. When you serve others without expectation of return, you tap into the infinite current of universal energy. Your personal field becomes charged with purpose, creating a magnetic force that naturally draws more opportunities for growth and prosperity. The sacred practice. Choose one day each week to perform acts of service without seeking recognition. This might be as simple as holding a door, offering a genuine compliment, or helping someone carry their groceries. As you give, pay attention to the subtle energy shift within you. Notice how each act of kindness creates a ripple of warmth in your chest. This is purpose pulsing through your being, completing the sacred circuit of abundance. Let this feeling guide you toward ever-expanding opportunities to serve, knowing that in giving, you open yourself to receive the universe's boundless gifts. Chapter 28. The Golden Equation of Balance. A merchant traveled the Silk Road carrying precious gems. Each evening, he would frantically count his wealth, fearing thieves in the night. His anxiety grew until exhaustion overtook him. One day he met a wise woman who taught him to alternate between tending his treasures and watching the sunset. Soon his business flourished beyond measure, not from constant vigilance, but from finding harmony between care and release. Within the fabric of existence lies a sacred equilibrium, the perfect tension between doing and being, between manifesting and allowing. The universe itself maintains this delicate dance, expanding and contracting in cosmic rhythm. When you align with this natural cadence, you activate powerful quantum resonance. Carrie Sue embodied this wisdom in her daily practice. Rather than pushing relentlessly toward her goals, she learned to weave periods of rest between her focused actions. She discovered that achievements flowed more naturally when she stopped forcing outcomes and instead moved in harmony with universal timing. Her success became effortless, like a leaf carried by a stream. The law of attraction responds most powerfully to balanced energy. When you combine clear intention with peaceful acceptance, you create coherent vibration that magnetizes desired outcomes. Excessive striving creates resistance, while pure passivity lacks the momentum for manifestation. True mastery lies in the middle path. Wendell Ross's story illuminates this principle perfectly. As a driven entrepreneur, he initially worked endless hours, believing success required constant effort. His breakthrough came when he began incorporating moments of joy and relaxation into his schedule. By balancing intensive work sessions with periods of play and rest, his creativity soared and opportunities multiplied effortlessly. This teaches us that manifestation thrives in the space between polarities. Like breathing, success requires both inhalation and exhalation, effort and ease, doing and being. When you honor both aspects equally, you align with the natural rhythm of creation. Ancient practice. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Imagine a golden thread weaving through your day, connecting moments of action with moments of rest. As you move through your activities, maintain awareness of this sacred balance. When working, infuse your efforts with lightness and joy. When resting, allow that stillness to energize your next action. Feel how this equilibrium creates a harmonious field that attracts synchronicity and grace. Chapter 29. The Quantum Whisper of Love. In ancient days, a potter sat at her wheel, hands covered in clay. Each vessel she created seemed to hold a special energy that brought fortune to its owner. When asked her secret, she revealed, "I shape each piece with love, not just skill." The clay responds to tenderness more than technique. The deepest mysteries of quantum entanglement reveal a profound truth. Love is not merely an emotion, but the underlying architecture of reality itself. When physicists observe particles at the quantum level, they discover an inexplicable connection that transcends space and time. This connection mirrors the very essence of love, the capacity to influence and transform across all barriers. Think of the moments when you've experienced pure love, not the conditional kind that demands or expects, but the serene awareness that fills your being with light. In these moments, you touch the primary force that holds atoms together and keeps planets in orbit. This is not poetic metaphor, but scientific reality expressed through spiritual language. Love operates as a universal frequency, harmonizing discord into coherence. When you approach any situation with genuine love, be it a challenging conversation, a creative project, or even cleaning your home, you activate this organizing principle. The atoms themselves respond to your loving attention, rearranging their patterns to reflect greater order and beauty. Consider how plants respond more vibrantly to loving care than mere mechanical maintenance. This same principle extends to everything you encounter. Each object in your environment exists within the quantum field, capable of resonating with the love frequency you emit. Every pen you write with, every door you open, every meal you prepare, all exist in constant conversation with your energy. The task before you is simple yet profound. Recognize love as the scientific principle it truly is, not as something you fall into or out of, but as the very substance of creation that you can consciously direct. When you bless your surroundings with love, you're not performing empty ritual. You're literally reorganizing matter at its most fundamental level. As love flows through your awareness, it creates a field of coherence that attracts similar frequencies. This is why acts of kindness tend to ripple outward, creating chains of positive synchronicity. You're not just changing your own vibration. You're contributing to the collective field of human consciousness. Practice. Throughout your day, let love hum silently beneath your breath. Whether typing emails, preparing meals, or passing strangers on the street, maintain a gentle current of loving awareness. Notice how this subtle practice transforms ordinary moments into sacred ceremony, as though the universe itself is singing through your being. This is not performance, but natural alignment with existence's deepest truth. Chapter 30. The Master Key, Hidden Energy. The universal language of love speaks through every quantum interaction. Like a master weaver threading golden light through the fabric of existence, this force creates the tapestry of your reality. When you align with this frequency, you activate the most powerful force field known to consciousness. Rosie Dawn's wisdom reminds us that love transcends emotional states. It is the very template upon which reality builds itself. Every particle, every wave, every moment of creation moves in response to this fundamental force. The universe itself is an expression of love taking form. What appears as separate objects and distinct experiences is merely love expressing itself through infinite variations. Entanglement demonstrates this unity scientifically. When particles interact, they remain connected regardless of distance. This mirrors the way love creates lasting bonds that transcend physical limitations. Melvin Troy discovered this truth through an unexpected practice. He began blessing the everyday objects around him: his coffee cup, his desk, the trees along his path. At first, it seemed like a simple gratitude exercise, but soon he noticed a profound shift in his creative work. Ideas flowed more freely, solutions appeared effortlessly, and his art began touching people more deeply. He had unknowingly tapped into the quantum field of love that permeates all things. The interpretation reveals that love is not something you do, but what you are. It is the primary calibration of existence itself. When you recognize this, you naturally align with the creative force that orchestrates universal order. Your consciousness becomes a tuning fork, resonating with the love frequency that harmonizes all of life. The ancient wisdom keepers knew this truth. Love is the silent power that moves mountains, not through force, but through frequency. It is the whisper behind every miracle, the light within every transformation. When you infuse your awareness with this understanding, you become a conscious conductor of this universal force. Sacred practice. Let quiet love hum beneath your breath throughout your day, turning ordinary minutes into spiritual melody. As you move through your activities, maintain an inner awareness of the love frequency that connects all things. Feel it resonating in your cells, radiating through your field, touching everything you encounter. This simple practice activates the quantum whisper of love that orchestrates the dance of creation. If you enjoyed this audiobook, I created a free ebook version for you. You can download it using the link in the pinned comment. Conclusion. Quantum entanglement whispers through every moment of your existence, not as distant theory, but as the inherent operating system of your being. Through these teachings, you have uncovered what was never truly hidden, only overlooked in the rush of unconscious living. Each principle revealed has been a reflection, guiding you back to your natural state of creative power. The trinity of creation lies within your grasp: intention as the architect, emotion as the builder, and awareness as the observer bringing form into being. When your subconscious mind aligns with conscious direction, resistance dissolves into flow. This is not effort, but emergence, the natural state of being in harmony with universal forces. Mastery reveals itself through serenity rather than struggle. As you think with purpose, feel with clarity, and live in alignment, existence itself becomes your willing collaborator. This is not manifestation through force, but through frequency, the subtle art of matching your vibration to desired outcomes. You now understand that what seemed like secrets were simply frequencies waiting to be recognized. In silence, these frequencies expand. In grace, they multiply. The vibrational grammar of life flows through your every thought, word, and breath. This wisdom requires no shouting, no striving, no desperate reaching. It unfolds naturally as you maintain conscious connection with the field of infinite possibility. Your breath itself becomes a pen, writing new realities with each moment of aware presence. You have learned to navigate the quantum dance of creation, not as an outside observer, but as an integral participant in the unfolding of existence. The power was never hidden. It waited patiently for your recognition. Now you move through life as both conductor and symphony, orchestrating reality through the subtle mastery of energy itself.
If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.